Hi everyone, it's time for my monthly haul. And if you are brand new here and don't know what this is, I guess I kind of already summarized it by saying monthly haul, but I used to post this on my blog as like kind of roundup of all the items that I've bought in the month. And more recently I decided to start doing it as a video. It's a lot more fun this way actually. I get to talk about the products in a little bit more depth and give you my thoughts on why I picked them up. So let's dive right into what I've purchased throughout the month of June. I'm going to be reaching into this bag here. I just threw everything that I bought this month into this bag so that I wouldn't forget to talk about it. So the first item I'm going to pull out is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. I am super curious about this. I have not been a fan of Morphe in the past. In fact, I absolutely hated the palette that I bought at IMATS a few years ago. I thought it was absolute garbage and I've since given it away. But I really like Jaclyn Hill, so I wanted to give this a shot. It does come in cardboard packaging. I know a few people are surprised by that. I'm not bothered. I actually quite like cardboard packaging. What I don't like is that there's no mirror on the inside. I think that's kind of infuriating. But the colors in here are what really kind of sold it for me. Yes, I'm a fan of Jaclyn Hill, not so much of Morphe, but I really like the color range here. I think it's really, really beautiful. It does lean very warm. That's not unexpected for Jaclyn. I feel like she's always rocking a warm smoky eye, but I like that too, so I'm happy to buy it. I also really like the colors down here. There's not a whole lot of them. There's really just like this 4 square right here, but I'm into it. I'm curious how these are going to play out on my eyes. I have already swatched them. I just haven't posted about them yet on my blog, so that will be coming shortly. Again, one thing I need to mention, aside from this mirror thing, she named all of these shadows and she did a video explaining why each of them had a special name to her, and they're not on the palette, they're not on the box, and they're not on the back of the palette either, and I think that's just so bizarre. And I know, I get it, Morphe is a cheap brand. There's nothing wrong with saying that, it's inexpensive makeup, but they could have put the names on the inside. One thing to point out about this palette though is that this came out to 59 Canadian when I split shipping charges with friends, and then we also got docked customs fees, so that was an additional $10. So you might as well say that this palette was 70 bucks. That's steep. That's pretty steep for a Morphe palette, so if you're ordering in Canada for this item, just be aware that the price is going to be a lot higher than you're thinking it's going to be. I am curious to play with this palette though. I've seen a lot of reviews online. I feel like it's like the most reviewed product of the past week, so I'm curious to see what I'll think for myself. One item I picked up right at the start of the month because I completely run out is Seche Vive. Now I know a lot of people go on about Seche Vive. I've never used it before. I've only been familiar with Seche Vive and I freaking love it. It makes my manicure last more than a week, really. So I've already ripped into this one because I needed it ASAP, and then I bought a second one because I wanted to get to free shipping on Nail Polish Canada. They were a bit pricey. I think they were like 14 bucks each, but honestly it's invaluable to me because I no longer have to worry about chipped nail polish, which used to be a huge hassle for me. I hated doing my nails because like they were chipped within a day or two. With this stuff, they're gorgeous. They don't chip. You might get a little bit of tip wear, but even that's only around day 5 or 6. Absolutely love Seche Vive. I picked up 2 lipsticks by Tarte, and these are kind of a funny story. I didn't especially pick these because of their colors. I picked them because I received a very generous box of PR products by Tarte, but it had the full range of Rainforest of the Sea lipsticks, except for this one shade, and I had the entire range of Tarteist Quick Dry Matte Lip Paints, except for this shade. So I thought in order to film a video, I'd just go ahead and buy the missing shades. So the Tarteist lip paint one that I picked up is Bounce. And the funny thing with this is that I just filmed a lip swatch video of all of these, and this is my favorite shade. I thought that was absolutely hysterical because it's not like I bought this because I was super into the color, but as soon as I put it on, I'm like, out of the 25 shades that I'm swatching right now, this is definitely my favorite. I would say that this is kind of like a deep coral. I don't know, it looks more like a rose in the tube, but there are some like orange elements to it. I was really into the color, so I'm glad I randomly picked up this shade. And the other Tarte lipstick is from the Rainforest of the Sea collection. This is their Color Splash lipstick. This is in the shade Beach Babe. It is more of a nude, which I'm not necessarily always drawn towards, but again, it was the one color I was missing in the entire range, and I want to film a lip swatch video for this range, so I thought I would pick it up to complete my collection. It is a very nude shade. There is some peach in it when you swatch it out. Not so much looking at it in the bullet, but yeah, basic nude. I also picked up the Urban Decay Naked Heat. You might have seen my video on Tuesday where I did a try on of some of the shadows. It's actually the look I'm wearing right now. I love it. I know people are, I don't know, I want to see people are hating on it because it's another Urban Decay Naked palette, but I'm down. I'm happy with it. I like the Urban Decay Naked range. I don't necessarily like all of the palettes that they put out in it, but I like the formulations. I think the colors are always gorgeous to look at, and it really just depends on what you're looking for in a palette. So for me, this really works because I really like warm toned shades. I do feel that a lot of these shades, especially in here, are quite similar, but I'm not mad about it. I actually quite like that. Like if I'm reaching for a palette like this, what I'm wearing right now is basically the kind of eye look that I want to get out of it. So I really, really like it. However, if you like more cool tone shades, you're gonna really struggle with this, but you also wouldn't go and buy it. And in case you missed it in Tuesday's video, I am giving away an Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, so I will link to that video down below in the description bar. Head on over to get your entries in. It is open internationally. Man, I'm looking at this stuff and I'm only starting to realize just how palette heavy this month is. But I also got the Sugarpill Sparkle Baby palette. Now, I got this on the Toronto Facebook group. It's called Buns Makeup Zone. And I've mentioned this before, but I always get questions about it. So if you've got makeup that you don't love, or you just want to trade for something else, in this Facebook group, you can post the items that you're getting rid of and people will try to barter with you for different items. It's not cash based, but you can trade for gift cards, or you can trade for wine or different makeup products. So I find it really helpful, especially as a blogger, because I can get rid of some products that I'm not necessarily using and trade for things that I want to try. So this Sugarpill palette is one that I was eager to try and just never bought. So now I own it. Yeah, it's used, but I'm not that fussed about that because I can just spray it with alcohol and it'll be okay. I've used these shades already once, I think, and I really like them. They're a lot of fun, and I really like Sugarpill in general, so I was really happy to add more to my collection. I also got the Too Faced Glitter Bomb palette. I had told myself, don't bother with this thing. Don't get it, you don't need it. We can see how that ended up. So I was really into the palette because it's glitter, and I really like glitter, and I like Too Faced, obviously. But I'm not sure I'm in love with this. From the outside, you see these beautiful sparkle shades, and you think, okay, that's really what should be inside the palette. It's not though, it's really just not. And yes, I had seen the inside of the palette, so I knew what I was buying, but I find it really misleading to have like a green on the outside and then there's none on the inside. It's really bizarre. Anyway, I think it's pretty and I can come up with a pretty look, but I'm not in love with it. And I don't know, maybe it's just the fact that there's so much pink and purple, which is pretty typical for Too Faced, I have to say. But the like 50% of the sparkle shades are pink purple, and I think that's too much. I really would have liked a green in here. The shades that I am more drawn towards are the ones that are not in that pink purple zone. So Glitter Goals and Splash are really nice, so is Work It. Those are really, really nice. The thing that's a little bit misleading about this palette is that there is a brightening base and a intensifying base. And I think people were expecting those to be like a cream shadow so that they could make the glitter stick to it. They're not. They're really just eyeshadow, and they don't do a whole lot to help the look. It does work a little bit to increase or decrease how bright the color is, but it's not something that I would traditionally reach for in order to work with these shades. I would go for more like a matte, vibrant, deep colored eyeshadow before I would use like a white and a black. So I'm okay with owning it only because I really, really like Too Faced, but I feel like this palette was just really bizarre, and they don't work especially well with your brush. They do work a lot better with fingers. Maybe a wet brush would work better, but I just haven't done that yet. So I'm a little bit sad about this palette, but you know, I'm still gonna keep it. And the very last item I got is the Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow. They finally came back in stock with Diamond Dust on Sephora.ca, so I had to buy it. So this is predominantly a silver glitter, but there are a few other shades in there that just kind of, it depends on how it catches the light. Like I see teal, blue, gold. Oh, this thing is absolutely stunning. And it was out of stock for so long because everyone was like, give it to me. And now I finally own it. This is my third one of this formula and I absolutely love these. I think these are some of the most unique formula of eyeshadows that I've tried in recent memory, and I think they are stunning. All right, now before I end this video, I have a request for you guys. I'm moving into a condo at the very beginning of August, and I kind of need to pre-film some videos so that there's no gap on my channel. Now, I want to do a Q&A because I haven't done one in about a year, and I think that's a good way for you guys to get to know me, especially if you're a new subscriber. So if you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments down below, and I will answer them in an upcoming Q&A video. The questions don't have to be beauty related, they can be personal questions as well. All right, that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.